on YouTube. Yeah, good evening, everyone. Again, I'm broadcasting. What is this? Ó ti rí kíní mi now. Ó ti rí streaming mi now. Wo. You see, it's streaming already. Mm. Okay, guys. Yeah. How will I put it in? Jesus Christ. Okay, shit. Okay. Yeah, okay. Oh, let me send to my article. Okay. Good evening, everyone. She's streaming on a slow. Okay, so you are welcome to Basic Graphics Workshop Day 1. Yeah, so sorry for the little delay. My name is David Ogundare Devo Square, as you all know me. I'll be sharing my screen very soon so that we can watch. So let me share my screen. Hold on a little bit. Okay, so I think I'm ready to go. Okay, so quick one about me. Um my name is David Ogundare, as many of you might know me. Um Quick one. So I started graphics design in 2008. Basically, that's when I started doing design. Even though I've been doing art and all, in my primary school days and all, but I started doing computer aided design in 2008. I studied graphic design also in the university. So I have over 12 years of experience in visual illustration, branding, and advertising. And I work in a digital experience technology company as the lead graphics designer. So for all of you so some that don't know me, that's what I do, and for some that knows me, you know me more. Okay, so let's get started. Straight to the point. This is a practical class, and I don't want any anky panky. So let's get started. So sorry, graphics design. Graphics design. What's graphics design? Graphic design is defined as the art and practice of planning and projecting ideas and experiences with visual and textual content. So now I know some of you from your form that you feel, some of you have idea in designing. Some can use phone to design. Some can use laptop to design. But I need to reiterate the basic things of graphic design, the basic concept of graphic design. So graphic design is is an art, and it's also a practice of projecting ideas. So when you talk about graphics, it is not just for you to just design, it is you projecting your idea, projecting an idea and experience with visual and textual content. So note, it has to be visual and it has to be textual, it has to be readable. Now, so we can say, in other words, this is very key. In other words, graphic design communicates certain ideas or messages in a visual way. Listing, it communicates. Now, that's what it about graphics. Graphics and art are different. Now, art deals more with expression of your idea, expression of your messages. But graphic design communicates. There's a particular thing that you have in mind, which you must communicate to the audience, which you must communicate to people. That is what graphic design is. Okay, so sorry for that. So these visuals can be as simple as a business logo or as complex as page layout on the website. Graphic design could be simple and it could be complex, right? For everybody who know what a logo is, you can see this a business card that is with me. You can see this is the logo. You can see the logo of the person. This is the logo. You can see the logo. This is a business card. This is a design. Now, this design is a business card, and it communicates the services of this brand, of this business. That's as simple as it is. A graphic design could also be in form of a book. You can see this is a book cover. You see the front design and you see the back design. Don't forget, it has to communicate. There must be a certain messages, must be certain message and certain ideas that your design should pass out, and that is what we have here. Now we can also see, graphic design. A lot of you can see, you can see flyer design around. You can see billboard. You can see website design. You can see your phones. Your phones. You can see what is on your phone. See app. You can see different app. You can see what is happening in different app. When your WhatsApp, you see the layout. All those things are ways which graphics design is being used. Okay, so with that in mind, don't forget one thing you need to know is that your design must communicate, and also it must solve problem. I didn't write it here, but your design must communicate and it must solve a problem. If your design does not communicate and does not solve a problem, then it is not graphic design. It means you are just sharing your, you are just playing, right? So your design must communicate and it must solve problem. So with that understanding, let's move on to some things that that graphic design entails. Yeah. So um elements, that's something we call elements of design. Elements of design are what we know as things that makes your design, that are the ingredients of the design. Okay, they are what makes up your design. Since we said okay, your design should communicate, to solve problem, then what are the things that you use to solve the problem? What are the ingredients? Like you want to make a soup, you want to make okra soup. What are the ingredients that you need to make your okra soup? For it to be sweet, for it to look nice, and for it not to purge people. You know, if you can't, you should not eat okra, you should purge. You should not purge. For you to be able to eat it with your eba, with your amala, and all and all. So these are what we call elements of design, of graphic design. You have lines. Lines are lines. You know what line is? Line is a very key element of design. There's no design that you see that does not have line. Every design um has line, or could be simple lines, could be complex line, could be straight line, curve line, wavy line, zigzag, different kind of lines. I think I have a picture here. Line, it could be a straight line to form a shape, could be dots, could be wavy, could be spiral lines, different kind of lines. This is one of the key elements of your design. Shapes. Your design should carry a lot of shapes. You know what shapes are? We have complex shapes, simple shapes. You have your triangle, your rectangle, and all. Shape could be complex, could be pyramid, could be like amoeba. This amoeba shape. A lot of shapes like that. These are one of the things that makes up your graphic, your design. This is one of the key elements of graphics design. It is very key because it makes up it is very key in that without it your design won't you can't come up with a good design. Colors, we all know colors make your design beautiful. It communicates. I think in the course of this I will dive more little into the psychology of colors a little bit, so that we can, as we are designing, we'll be able to flow along to know why we use certain colors, and why we don't use certain colors. All right, welcome Joshua to the live stream. So we have texture. Texture is known as the surface quality or the surface feeling of an object. Now we know that the quality of jean, when you touch a jean trouser, the quality is different from a chinos. Quality is different from a silk material. The feeling is different from a polyester, from a cotton material. So the same way, your design has feeling, it has surface texture, how your design looks, how it feels, whether if it's a flat, if it's embossed, if it is rumpled, if it is rough, your design has this kind of feeling. So these are what the things that helps your design to communicate the things that I want it to communicate. Okay, we have space. Space is important in design. Your graphics design should have space. White space, black space, it should have space. Illustration. Illustration is a very key element in design also, because illustration helps you to explain more on what you are doing. Okay, illustration helps you to explain more, in the sense that You can have pictorial illustration. You can have you can have artistic illustration. You can have cartoonish illustration. Whether it pictures and all. So these are illustration, very key in design. You don't say, okay, you put pictures here. Pictures are illustration. You have form. Form is the way the relationship of elements, the way elements look, right? It could be in, like, when you say something is in this design looks, it looks like in form of something. So the way it looks, the way the elements, the way you place your elements and all, that's the form. Then you have value. Value is the how will I call it, weight of an object. Now let's, for this, look at this, the way you're looking at my screen, you can see elements of design. You can see this list. The value of these elements of design is different from this list. Why? Because this element of design is bolder than the rest. So this one has more value than this. You can see that. So those are, that's how value works. Then also, I miss one important thing. There's supposed to be text. Text is very important because without text, you can't design. You have to put your text in your image, in your design, for it to, text. You know what text does now? It helps you to read your element and all. So this is a little visual representation of how, of all these elements, okay, of some elements. You can see the points, you see lines, shape, form, the way it looks like, the way it kind of feels, the overall feeling, texture, the surface quality, the way it looks. You can see the color, value, the weight, weight in terms of color, weight in terms of thickness and all. Then you can see space, enough space. So these are the basic elements of design, right? These are some basic elements of design that we need to know. I'm going to ask questions after this class. Like I said, part of what we learn in this workshop is, part of what the future of this workshop is, I'll be able to, you do your assignments, I will check it out, good to monitor your progress, which is very important. Okay, so moving on, let's move to the next slide. So with that understanding, we have principle of designs. Now, what are principle of designs? Principle of designs are what we know as the guidelines to designing. Okay, they say that when there's no law, there's no sin, right? Now, there are laws. There are certain laws that you have to consider when designing. Okay, now this law will guide you to explore. It will guide you in what you're doing, to guide how you put all these elements of design together. Now we have a lot of them, some which are listed here. Now they are, they might be confusing in a way because some of the elements have are similar. Their definitions are similar, but it's it's just a little different. So I'll try my best to make sure that I explain, but you might not grasp it once, but just try as much as possible to just understand it. Okay. When we start designing, I'll be inputting these principles. So you'll be seeing how they work. You'll be seeing the practical application of the principle. Okay. Now, first we have contrast. Contrast deals with how how your design, how the elements of your design contradict each other. Okay, so it shows that, okay, it helps you to be able to place various elements such that they are seen. For example, you can't put a blue text on a blue background. There is no difference, no differentiation between the blue text and the blue background, right? So you need to be able to show the difference. That's what we call contrast. The text must be visible, it must be different from the background and all. So that's what contrast. Balance means the elements of the design must be balanced. It must not yesegbe. You understand? For example, you are riding, you are on a bicycle, on a bike, and you are seated to one side. What will happen if you are not careful? If the bike enter galloping, you fall now, abi. So balance helps to make sure that all the elements that you are putting in your design works and it does not fall. Remember when we were doing mathematics in primary school that time? Okay, I know someone I think someone that registered for this class is still in primary school. Maybe it's in GS, I can't remember. Okay, I think it's in GS, yeah, it's not in primary. So in primary school back then, we talked about proper fraction and improper fraction. So this is what happens to it when your design is balanced. Your design must be in proper fraction. If it's not in proper fraction, is unbalanced. Emphasis is how you highlight important elements of your design. For example, you do a design and you want the picture to show more. You make it bigger, right? You emphasize it. Like this my screen also. Principle of design is more emphatic than the list, because I want you to know that this thing is what the principle of design, right? So proportion um is also like a little bit like emphasis, because of it is with how certain elements, how the form of how certain element is, how big is it, how is the form, like the form. Remember we talked about element form, right? How does it look like in relationship with the others? Is it bigger than the others? Is it bolder than the others? Is the color more brighter than the other colors, right? Those are what we call, that's proportion. How different certain elements relate with each other. I don't know. I think one person. I don't know. I don't know. Let me know who is online. If you are online at the moment, let me see a comment. Just raise up your hand if you're online at the moment. Raise up your hand if you're online. Just type something in the comment section. Let me see if you're online. I know I can see. I think Joshua is online, but if you're online, let me see you, please. Let me see you. Type something before I move on. I'm waiting. I want to know is online. Okay, I can see Joshua's comment. Joshua is online at the moment. All right, so I think people are not available. You can always the video. I will try to make the video public so that you can always come back to watch it. But the issue I'm going to have is that I will be given assignment, and if I've not seen the first assignment, the first class, you won't be able to um do the assignment before you move to the second class. So I think I'm going to give people enough space, enough time. We have to meet 6 p.m. tomorrow too. So let's see how people how people can meet up to watching the video. I will try to. I don't want the class to be too boring and be too long. Like we'll be doing more of the talking on the WhatsApp group, so that the assignments and all. So the YouTube will be for live class to explain and to do the practical aspect of the design. So anyway, so let me continue explaining. Let me continue explaining my explanation. Right. So just one sec. I'm just trying to put some things in order. So I have kata. I'm just getting to recover from a long sickness. All right. So let's continue. Let's get back to work. So okay, yeah, Joshua asks, is this class being recorded? Yes. So that's why I'm doing it on YouTube. Okay, so that it can be on YouTube, right? So, but the thing the condition will be, I'm not going to make the YouTube link public. I'm going to just make it private for the class so that anybody online can access it, right? It will be on YouTube. So let me comment. Yeah, it will be on YouTube. All right. So where do we stop? Proportion, hierarchy. So hierarchy is also like proportion or emphasis. Hierarchy shows that okay, how do you place important elements first? What element do you place first before the others? Right. I see 3 people are viewing. Please, quick one. If you are online, please just make a comment. Make a comment that you are here. Let me know who is online at the moment. Okay, please. Once when you're here, please, if you are here, just join. Just drop a message, drop an icon or something emoji. Now, hierarchy shows us that what element do you place first? Do you place higher than the others? For example, if you are doing a church flyer, I believe a lot of us are Christians. Yeah, hopefully. If you are doing a church flyer design, you know that first of all, the title, if you are doing a church flyer, if you are doing a program, the title of the program must be big. You know, the pictorial illustrate. I'll show some sample designs after this. Some design that I'll be working on, right? Now, you know that it has to carry this title of the program must be big, the picture, then date also has to come next. People need to know the date, the venue, then if it's online or offline. So hierarchy helps us to know that okay, this element should be bigger, this element should be smaller than this one must come first, one is more important than whatever than this, right? That's hierarchy. Repetition, simple. How you repeat things. Repetition is one of the principles because it helps your design to stick in the mind of people when you repeat certain elements. Now, when you see MTN's design, you already know that it's MTN design. Look, let me use Airtel for example. Airtel design, you already know Airtel design. How do you know? Because Airtel design is constant. Let me see if I can just share a page to show us what repetition is in according to Airtel design, Airtel. All right. All right. So let me quickly share. Coming, let me share. Let me share. Let me share a tab. Right. Awesome. So I know we can see the tab. Okay, so you can see it now, right? See how their design looks. There are certain element that is constant in this design, right? You see this, and one thing that's constant apart from their logo is this their shape. The way they do this their shape, right? It's been repeated even on a particular design. You see how the colors have been repeated. You see how Yeah, guys, internet issues in Nigeria. Okay, so this is where I am. So I stopped that. I'm coming. Let me let me share my screen again. Nigeria internet. That's what we face over this part of the world. We also to get internet done. All right. Okay, so I think I'm back on. Who is this person that's calling me? That's when I have my phone. All right, so back to the class. Back to the class. Okay, guys. Nàìjíríà yìí ti gbogbo wa ni. Yeah. Sorry about that. It's just Nigerian factor. All right. So let me go back to where I stopped. So I was talking about hierarchy and repetition. I talked about repetition. So rhythm is rhythm now in music. You know what rhythm is? rhythm and blues, the rhythm, how the song flows. So the same way your design too should flow. There has to be a flow, a connection in everything. It has to flow. It must not be rough. It must not be that the upper part is just doing what they like. The down part is doing what they like. White space, I talked about space in the elements of design. I talk about space, yeah, how space, the space of your design, how you should put space. So also it's a principle. The principle of design says there must be enough white space in your design. There must be enough white space. So I don't know if you are online currently, just signify signify by raising up your hand. Signify by raising up your hand. So movement now. Your design must have a particular movement. It must flow. It must flow, right? Talk about pattern. It must move. You must be able to move people to explain. You remember we talked about communication. Your design should be able to communicate. So the way you move people from the element, from the text, your caption, the title. If you're doing a flyer design, the title, the subtitle, the illustrations that you are using, the element, the background, everything must move, it must flow. You must be able to communicate to people that, okay, this is what I want you to see first, this is what I want you to see next, this is what I want you to see, after, right? It must flow. Variety, in life, there's this slogan that we use in Nigeria, say unity in diversity, because we are diverse people, we are united. Now your design must have be the element must be variety. If everything is the same, everything looks the same, it should be boring, right? So you must put some level of variety in your design, right? So are some of the elements. Don't worry, it's complex. As we move on tomorrow, the practical class, we will be talking more. I'll be inputting all these things in the design as we are doing the design. All right. So um, let me know. I can see one person is viewing currently. If you're online, drop a notification. Drop a message on the chat so that I can know if you are watching, right? Okay, so I'm going to round up the class, right? Let me quickly show us some sample of designs. Now this is a flyer design. So can somebody tell me, I don't know, I think some people are online. If you're online, just type based on the element of design that we have here, right? The element for some people that came late. We have line, shape, color, typography, texture, space, illustration, form, value, and text. Can you list some of the elements that you can see in this design? Let's go. Let me see who's online. List some of the elements that you can see in the design. I'm waiting. What are the elements of design that you can see in this design that you're looking at? People, there are two viewers online, but I don't know why nobody is talking. Well, nobody is talking, so let me go on. So we can see um you can see text typography. You can see a lot of text. You can see shape. You see the circle. You see the lines. See the picture, the illustration, right? You see white space, see the spaces, and like that. So another slide. Let's see this design. You can see this design as talking. Hello. Uh, So you can see in this design, you can see what element. You can see the picture, the illustration, how it's big, how big it is. You can see the text, you can see the color at the back, you can see this shape, this orange shape at underneath it. You can see the text, spaces, a lot like that, right? So this design, you can see we have two designs here. We can see two designs here. You can see the one by the left. You can see the one by the right. You can see the picture by the left. You can see the design. It has a lot of pictures. It has the shape. It has the circle free. It has the text, endless worship, and all and all. You can see the colors. You can see the form. You can see um the texture, the way the design looks. It looks bright. It looks undone. Let me use that Yoruba. For people that are not Yoruba, it means it's like shining, right? Shining texture. All right. Okay. You can see the right design, comedy wave tongue. You can see the shapes, triangle. You can see the text, see the illustration, the emoji illustration. You can see the picture, the All right. So sorry guys for the break in transmission. We know the Nigerian factor, right? My internet just zazood, just went off. Right. So quickly, let me just round up. One sec. Let me share my screen. Okay. So can you guys hear me? Please signify now if you can hear me. Please signify. All right. So back. Please signify if you can hear me. Just signify. All right. So back to where I stopped. Okay. Yes, Elvis. Yes, sure. So that's why I decided to use YouTube. I wanted to use either Zoom or Meet, but I felt people won't be online at the same time. So so what I will do is once the stream ends, I will keep it on YouTube. So I will probably share, I don't know if it's still the same link, but I'll share the new link for you to watch all over again, right? So that you'll be able to do the assignment that follows, right? For because you have to watch it before the next day. You have to watch it before the next day assignment, so that you can do your assignment. So you can see the shape in the design, you can see the color, the background. Don't worry. People that are just joining, once you go back to watch from the beginning, you understand the flow, right? So you can see the shape, see the text, see the you know the balance. You can see the principles, how the designs are balanced, the emphasis, the comedy, cafe, honey tongue with honey tongue, is the caption and all like that. So that's how elements of design plays and principles of design works, right? So quick one, let me go to the assignment that we have for today. So based on this class, you need to watch the video from the beginning before you can understand this assignment, right? So first assignment says, what are the two key things that describes a graphics design, right? From the beginning, I talked about the two important things that I talked about it. One is on the slide, one is not on the slide. You have to tell me. So you have to tell me on the tell me the design, tell me on the two things. List five elements of design, of graphics design. List five principles of graphics design according to the class. Then also, this is very key. Look for five designs anywhere online, on your WhatsApp, people send it to you. Anywhere, look for five design on WhatsApp status, anywhere, and list the elements you can see in them. I need you to list out the elements you can see in the designs and send it to the WhatsApp group. List the elements according to what I've explained so far from the beginning. So go back, watch it, and list the elements on the WhatsApp group so that we can know how you've understood the assignment. So tomorrow we'll be going hands-on to practicalize, the to starting the design proper to practicals. Remember, part of what I said, what is on the flyer, or that we are going to be learning how to design logos and banners. You need to know how to design logos and banners. It's part of what we'll be working on for in this training. Okay, so the assignment needs to be submitted before 6 p.m. before tomorrow. The next class I'll live stream by 6 p.m. So I need to be able to see the design by 6 p.m. tomorrow. Before 6 p.m. tomorrow, I need to see the design by 6 p.m. So we are going to be creating logos and banners, flyers, creating flyers, right? What we, for your business, and also that will help you to make money, cool money. And also, your project, doing a project, I'll be assessing your project, and I'll also be giving you some tips on how to make money on your graphic design. So please do well, watch the video, and make sure you ask. If you have any question, please, I'm David. I'm very open. If you have any question, drop it on the WhatsApp group so that everybody can see it and learn. I will reply on the WhatsApp group. I'm always online. Drop a message, except I'm sleeping anyways. Drop a message, I will answer. If you have any question according to from what we've discussed, please drop a message, and that'll be all for today. So I will see you tomorrow. Please be ready with your phones and your laptop. Tomorrow we'll be going more the practical aspect. So thank you for coming. See you tomorrow. Bye.